Alright, so today we have a 7-star rank 3 champion guide, and this feels necessary, right? Because with 8.4 coming out tomorrow, with Winter of Wolves concluded, you have a lot of rank 3 options, right? So this video is going to help you pick those options. Of course, it's just my opinion, so keep that in mind. But here's a quick little key. If you see a star symbol next to a champion, that means that they really want to be awakened. And yeah, let's just jump right into it with the science class. Now the science class is by far like the most overpowered class in the game right now, so you have a ton of options here. For my top options, I have Photon, because Photon is just a really strong dual threat character. She is incredible on defense and on attack as well, with her Sunder, her Taunt, her Petrify as well. She just has like so much utility as well as like some pretty great damage output. So yeah, Photon, an incredible dual threat character and just deserves the top option 100%. And then you have Titania, who is just like, you know, overpowered offense. She takes so many different fights. She takes skill defenders, for example. Great for Atuma, great for Korg, even Nick Fury as well. She has, you know, buff immunity. She has a ton of debuffs, and that damage output after the SP3 is just unreal. This character is like the definition of versatility. So yeah, at rank 3, she is just gonna crush everything, just straight up, right? And next up we have Hulk here. Hulk is a beast because he's not only just damage, he is, in my opinion, the best control champion in the game, because a Hulk lock is just something that I cannot believe is actually in the game right now. So you have the Hulk lock, you have some pretty busted damage output, then you have the SP3 as well, and this man just wipes out pretty much anything that exists in the game. Yeah, he's really strong. Damage output incredible. Utility isn't maybe all there, but the control is definitely there. So yeah, you have a monster rank 3. And yeah, next up is Silk, and Silk is also incredible. She's known for like her burst damage, which is fair enough because with the rotation, you pretty much have the opponent under control, and not only that, the damage output that you're doing is just really absurd. So that's why she's honestly just super powerful. But not only that, you have that very strong slow as well. You have those ton of debuffs to stop healing, and that bonus like despair with the slow. So this character is honestly just great at what she does, and that's just like bursting down any fight and being super safe with the Silk sense as well. So yeah, now we have Spider-Ham, and Spider-Ham's also just like a beast and a half, man. Pretty like, you know, he's getting popular right now, but he's been underrated for a while, and he is just insane when it comes to power stings. Easily the best power sting champion in the game. Like the damage output that he does in like such little time is honestly unreal, and it makes him like one of the fastest battlegrounds attackers in the game. It is honestly insane how fast he takes like Mcoc, Sasquatch for example, and yeah, his damage output makes him like a top tier rank 3 option. And like on defense, he's pretty good as well. Like this man kind of just does it all, and he deserves a ton of credit. So those are my top options, and let's just go through the second options right now as well. And I'll go a bit faster here because these are the secondary options, but Spot is incredible as a damage dealer. Of course, he does have like, you know, the requirement of being awakened, so keep that in mind. But if he's awakened, great attacker and honestly a pretty good defender as well, so he serves as a very strong dual threat. The Overseer Maestro, when it comes to just like countering Nullify and countering poisons as well, he is just your guy. And like at rank 3, it makes him better for most general matchups as well. So yeah, Overseer Maestro, a pretty solid rank up for sure. Void is just a beast at controlling the fight, and like even at rank 3, he's gonna be so scary on defense too. But like that rank 3 helps his damage output even more, which is his biggest problem right now for me anyway. And Spider-Man 2099, pretty much the same case because his damage output isn't all there, right? But at rank 3, you pair that damage output that gets boosted with the utility, and it's like, okay, this man just does so many things. He is a beast in war, a beast in like probably battlegrounds too at rank 3. So yeah, overall just a very strong champion. if you have Thing awakened somehow, then yeah, he's a beast as well, right? You know, a dupe Thing at rank 3, he's just going to be such a time staller, and he's going to be so strong on defense, but maybe not on attack, unfortunately. Now, Morbius kind of deserves like a lot more credit, because if your Morbius is awakened, he is a monster, because he can take so many different fights now, because he inflicts ruptures as well. So like having that, like, you know, versatility plus that insane SP2 damage, and you have a beast of a character on your hands. And he's gonna one-shot like everything at rank 3, so yeah, that's also pretty cool. Then Captain America Infinity War, honestly just such a reliable character. Like even unawakened, still has that very strong damage output, has that very safe playstyle, has the perfect parries as well, the unstoppable counter. He is just a really strong character still, and I think that he deserves a lot more credit. And Joe Fixit is also a beast, right? Like his damage output in like Battlegrounds especially is monstrous. Those bleeds do insane numbers, and on defense he's actually like kind of scary as well, to be honest. And last but not least, Mr. Negative, just honestly a beast on attack, really good for Battlegrounds type of health pools. The rotation is just perfect for it, and his damage output being like mainly degen is really good as well, because it makes him a very hard to stop character. So yeah, these characters are all pretty great secondary options. I think they're all worth considering at the minimum. And now we have the if you like them category, where like it's just, hey, these characters maybe aren't the best, but if you like them, then they have some pretty cool qualities, right? Like Spider-Gwen, pretty fun character with like a good slow and some pretty like good defensive value as well. Sandman, great at just heal reverse and, you know, power gain control as well. Invisible Woman, pretty fun champion, can do some pretty great damage output. Ant-Man has buff immunity, has a lot of utility, to be honest, and he is, you know, kind of like a more control-based character. And Spider-Man Classic with a taunt is just pretty dang sweet, and the damage output at rank 3 will be pretty nasty, I bet. So yeah, all these characters have like pretty good uses, and if you like them, then hey, I would rank 3 them, because they are all really fun, and if you do enjoy them, then that's just perfect, right? But these are the options for the Science class, and now it's time for the Mystic class. Alright, top options for the Mystic class. First one is Sasquatch. This man at rank 3 is just a wall that cannot be stopped. He is absolutely monstrous on defense, pretty good on attack as well, but like having that defensive value and like being one of the only Mystic characters that can actually stop the Science class is honestly just unreal, and it makes him so good for just being like a top tier Battlegrounds defender. And if you want to use him on attack, he's honestly pretty good too. So yeah, Sasquatch, massive props to him. He has that damage rest, he has that stun immunity, he has the unstoppable, he just has like the highest health pool in the game as well. He just has like so many broken defensive abilities that's honestly just unreal. And Juggernaut, just the king of Battlegrounds. Unreal damage output, gets it super fast, and like if he crits, it's just game over. He is unreal, he is simply unfair, and if you want to just destroy Battlegrounds, rank 3 or Juggernaut ASAP. America Chavez is also just a very solid all-around character. Great for defense, great for attack especially, has access to power gain reversal, has some very strong damage output, and also has some pretty good buff control as well, with like that one dimension. So yeah, overall, America Chavez, just a great investment, really reliable when it comes to like playstyle and everything, so I think she is a fantastic rank up. And then you also have like Kushala, who is such a monster on attack. She has Soul Barb, she has like a very strong Nullify, she has that blocking unblockable, she has so many like different utility bits that are just all so strong, and that damage output is just insane as well. So yeah, Kushala, easily like one of the best Mystic champions in the game, and Werewolf by Night is honestly just really powerful still. He still takes a ton of fights, and like being a rupture DPS, that means that he can take like so many different characters because of his damage form being so rare, right? And yeah, like still really good at rank 3, a great defender as well, so you have a dual threat character right there. So I think he's a pretty good rank up still, really good for those buff heavy matchups, but like even like photons, for example, he can take. So it's like, yeah, this man just really does it all. And those are my top options for the Mystic class. Now for the secondary, we have Kindred, who is honestly like one of the best defenders in the game because of that guaranteed chip damage that you take. And on attack at rank 3, he might be pretty decent, to be honest, because, having like those boosted stats, it might help him big time, right? But yeah, on defense, still such a menace whenever he is awakened. So like if he's Sig 20, still worth the rank up 100%. And Ebony Maw still just super scary on defense, especially at rank 3, because that health pool is going to get pretty dang menacing, right? And on attack, has that degen damage, has that very fun cheese, has that like nullify as well. Honestly, he's such a beast on attack still, and that damage output is vicious. Now Mcoc is honestly one of the better defenders in the Mystic class because of that tankiness, that health pool, and a very scary SP2 as well. Now Mcoc on attack is honestly pretty underrated too, right? He takes Bullseye, for example. He's really good for most meta defenders as it stands right now, and if there's buffs involved, he is just way crazier too. So yeah, he is a very, very good all-around character. Great for defense, great for attack, has the stagger, has the power steal, has that very satisfying heavy attack burst damage. He is just such a cool character, and I think he deserves to be in the secondary spot for Mystic rank 3s. Now Diablo is a pure attacker, has that damage res, has that poison damage, and he has that nullify and that very strong energy damage regen. So while he isn't the fastest champion out there, he is one of the safest champions out there for sure. So yeah, Diablo, probably a very fun rank 3, and Wong is a beast on both attack and defense. Very scary on defense with all of his spells and the unstoppable, but also on attack, he is great for any energy damage fight. Great for buff heavy fights as well. He takes Maestro really well, which is already a massive plus for any champion. So yeah, a rank 3 Wong is going to be very scary for overall attack and also defense. Mordo is a beast on attack, right? The Soul Barb for buff heavy matchups is unreal, but his base damage output with those 15 Furies is also really, really strong too. Light on utility, but that damage output does make up for it 100%. And on defense, with the wrong AI, he is still very, very annoying, to be fair. So yeah, Mordo's great, and White Tiger is also pretty dang fantastic as well. Has some great damage output, is really good for just bursting down fights. Isn't the most utility pack champion, but what she does with her damage output is honestly more than enough to warrant a secondary rank up. So yeah, a rank 3 White Tiger is going to be vicious on attack. And Wiccan is a very strong character when it comes to buff control and having some very good cheese fights for sure. I think he's gonna benefit a ton from rank 3 because with his very poor base stats, any boost is a massive help for Wiccan. So yeah, a great rank 3 candidate for sure for that reason especially. And here are my third options now. So I forgot to add Mojo here. So yeah, Mojo would go in the third options. And speaking of Mojo, I think he's a pretty cool character. If he's awakened, he's a very solid quester for sure. And on defense, he can be kind of scary sometimes. But against buff heavy matchups, he is just a beast, right? He shuts them down. He makes sure that they pretty much have no buffs ever, and that damage output as well against those buff heavy matchups is just absurd. So yeah, Mojo, a very fun rank up. And the Sorcerer Supreme is a control goddess, right? She has that regen on block, she has access to a nullify as well, she has armor break, she has slow, just a very controlled character that is honestly just really, really safe for Alliance War and Battlegrounds 2 especially. So yeah, very, very good character, and is seeing a ton of use right now in Alliance War especially. Now Dragon Man's a bit of fun, to be honest. Not too good on defense anymore. And on attack, he does have some very cool mechanics. He has the unstoppable that regens pretty much any damage output taken. He has access to a slow, which is really good. He has that massive burst damage as well with the SP2. He's still a very fun champion, and it's kind of just an all-around character, to be honest. And the Destroyer is a pretty cool character also. A bit hesitant on this placement because yeah, I don't know we don't know too much about his overall performance just yet. He's good for Hulkling, he's good for some other cosmic matchups, but I think in general he's kind of just decent at best for most fights. So I think he's going to be good in his niche for sure, but outside of that is what kind of worries me. So just be cautious with this rank up, right? And for fun, Guillotine Deathless, like she has some pretty good damage output. If she crits, she is amazing. And at rank 3, it's going to be some very, very good damage output, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, that's my Mystic list, and now it's time for the Cosmic class. Alright, Cosmic class time, and first up is Maestro. Now, Maestro is a beast on defense, right? Because if the opponent doesn't draft like one of 3 characters, they're going to either take a long time or just straight up not survive against Maestro, because yeah, with the wrong counter, you're taking a ton of cosmic radiation damage, and he's going to crush your block as well with like the pierce and everything. So yeah, he is just a beast on defense, and like with the glancing, he is a massive time staller too. So this guy on defense is just a bit absurd, but when he's rank 3, he's honestly a pretty good attacker as well, because yeah, he can end fights pretty fast, especially versus tech characters. So he is honestly just a very, very good all-around champion, but on defense especially, he is so scary. Now, Venom is honestly a pretty strong champion too. With like the Venom Relic and, you know, like some pretty good luck, he is going to wipe out fights insanely fast. He can take a ton of different fights so long as they bleed, and yeah, he takes like Kindred, for example, which is so silly, but yeah, really good for like most fights. Incredibly versatile and is worth rank 3 100%. Now the Serpent is the newest defensive powerhouse, and this man is unreal on defense. But here's the thing, he wants to be awakened, but if you awaken your Serpent as a 7-star somehow, take him up to rank 3 immediately. Best investment possible, because as it stands right now, he is unreal on defense. He crushes your block, he has so much power gain for time stalling, he can just SP3 you instantly. It is so annoying, and he just is pretty much unbeatable without the right counter, and that is insane. So yeah, invest in your Serpent, take him all the way up. He is so worth it right now. And Null's honestly a pretty good champion as well still. Has great utility with like the countering evade, with like the res to bleed and poison, has access to a ton of armor break, and has good power control too. And on defense with like inequity is a pretty good time staller as well. Now Adam Warlock is a beast on attack. He has access to like, you know, true damage, he has unblockable, he has a precision, furies, he pretty much does it all. He has 4 immunities as well, and the stasis pod. So yeah, he is just a beast. He, I guess, lacks consistency, but like once you master him, that kind of goes away as well. So it's like, okay, at rank 3, this man's just going to be pretty much unstoppable. Now we have Gladiator, and I think this character went from like 0 to hero, and he is just doing incredible stuff now. Shuts down any armor up in the game for like, you know, tech characters like future Ant-Man, Nimrod, infamous Iron Man, you name it, just shut down completely. He also has true damage as well with the Vigilance, which is really good. He counters miss, obviously. He has unblockable for like countering auto block. He has access to Intimidate as well. He has Unstoppable that has an 80% damage res, which is honestly pretty crazy. And yeah, he's just a great DPS overall too, with like the, you know, extra attack from confidence. Great SP2 damage stealer. Great when punishing special attacks. Like honestly, just such a beast damage wise. And yeah, overall, he's just a really good champion now, and I think he is worth rank 3, like at this level especially, because he's going to do a ton in like Battlegrounds, and he's a great quester too. I don't know, I'm a fan of him. Maybe this is like a early bias, but like mine's rank 3 currently, and I can tell you that he is definitely like, you know, performing very, very well. And Hyperion is honestly still really, really good. Has that power gain, has access to some incinerate damage, has a SP2 that is great for stunning the opponent, and has armor break, has like massive furies as well. He's Hyperion, he just has great damage output if he feels like it. So yeah, Hyperion, pretty great champion. And for my secondary options, I have Angela, who is still a beast on attack, has armor break, some pretty solid damage output, and if she's awakened, has some monstrous utility as well. Terrax, just a beast on defense. The Rockfield at rank 3 is going to be vicious for sure, and on attack he has like some of the best armor break in the game, and he can just shut down like Killmongers, for example, and his damage output is honestly pretty good as well. Now Cersei on defense at rank 3 is just a powerhouse. That glancing is super annoying, and on attack she has some pretty solid damage output too. So yeah, honestly a great investment for sure. Deathless King Groot, honestly so surprising and like honestly really powerful. He has the Malice, he has access to like the Incinerate damage, and yeah, has some great energy burst damage as well. Great utility as well with like the Armor Break and the Purify. He just does a lot, and he's honestly really strong in those like long fights especially. And Vox, pretty good champion as well, has like that degen damage, which is still pretty rare, has Undermine, has Vigilance, and yeah, just pretty good at countering like most fights because of that rare damage output. Now Gamora is a beast on attack. Utility pretty much not there, but like, you know, countering miss is pretty good, having armor break is pretty good, but that damage output is so insane, and it's so like easy to ramp up as well. So like in Battlegrounds, she is just absurd. In long fight, she is even crazier. This character is just fantastic when it comes to damage output. Now, besides Prestige, Silver Surfer is honestly pretty good. He has so many immunities. He has some great, like, you know, access to buffs and a phase as well. And yeah, has armor break. Does like some pretty like cool things with like cheesing some energy damage fights. So yeah, besides that, great Prestige, so keep that in mind. And Gore is a beast on both attack and defense. Has Undermine, has a ton of debuffs and buffs as well. And on defense at rank 3 might be pretty scary, right? Because without the right counter, he's gonna like regen a ton of health, and it's gonna be pretty hard to stop him. So yeah, Gore, pretty great all around character. And yeah, these are my top and secondary options for the Cosmic class. Alright, third options, Odin, great for long fights, great for just like, you know, being an overall good damage dealer, and outside of that, doesn't do much, but like has True Strike at least, which is pretty useful. Captain Marvel movie, great for like those energy fights, great for like having, you know, some very strong burst potential, and an overall good quester, but she's also insanely rare, so yeah, like you probably don't have her. And Vision Arcus is a pretty good like dual threat character, can still shut down robots really well, has access to armor break and evade countering. He has access to like power gain too for like special spamming, and on defense he is pretty annoying if like you don't have a cold snap immune champion. And if you like them, Venom the Duck, he's Venom the Duck, I'll just say that much. Red Goblin is still kind of cool, has some pretty good damage output, but yeah, like just not too fussed about him. And Thanos, if you pull them, then hey, that's pretty cool, I guess. He is a pretty powerful villain, but in this game, not so much. And yeah, that's the Cosmic class done. Alright, we're 22 minutes in, and I'm only halfway done, so it's time to phone it in. I'm kidding, of course, but I'm gonna go like a little bit faster than usual. So Shuri, great champion. She has access to shock and crit shocks. She has access to blocking unblockable, and she has ability accuracy that cannot be modified. So yeah, that's good for Domino. In my opinion, the best Domino counter besides maybe one character. She has access to like some chip damage on defense, so she's a pretty good dual threat character all around. And yeah, great for long fights, great for battlegrounds, just an overall amazing character. Stark Spidey, whenever he's awakened, is just a crit machine, and like his playstyle lets him just take fights insanely fast in battlegrounds. And yeah, just one of the best damage outputs in the game. Has power control, has taunt, so like a really good utility kit as well. And he also has a very safe auto evade, so this champion is just really good overall. Shocker has access to just a lot of damage output. That's kind of like his main thing. He doesn't crit. His playstyle is very fun, and on defense he is surprisingly super annoying. So yeah, I think that he's honestly just a really strong champion as a dual threat character, and he can take so many different fights, even like Maestro for example, because of the way he works with like just his damage output being a very, I guess like being pretty odd, I guess. But yeah, very good champion. Red Skull is just a monster on attack and defense now. Really safe playstyle. One of the best, in my opinion, the best Domino counter in the game right now. Has access to armor up, has good power control with the power drain, and he is super annoying on defense because he has access to unstoppable, he has access to auto block, and he has some very punishing direct damage as well. So yeah, Red Skull, Very, very good champion. And Warlock is like, he's still Warlock, right? He has access to the infection, he has like heal block, he has power control, he has armor break. He pretty much just does it all still, and at rank 3 might be a pretty scary defender if he's awakened. So yeah, Warlock's still just an absolute beast in like Alliance War, in Battlegrounds at rank 3 probably, and just still an all-around fantastic character. Now Guardian is such a beast still, has, you know, one of the easiest rotations in the game, and that easy rotation lets him take so many different fights as well. Like, just pop the SP1, pop the SP2, and then that's it. And at rank 3, it's gonna be game over pretty much guaranteed. And yeah, he has energy res, he has armor up, he has bleed res, he has a lot of different things, he has power control, he has a ton as well. He just does it all, I feel like, and he's just so reliable still. Now, Iron Man is honestly a pretty strong character. Do I like the character? Maybe not because of his playstyle, but I think that he still is a very cool addition to the game. He has access to armor up, he has a ton of damage, one of the best tech damage dealers in the entire game, has access to like regen as well, has paralysis removal, has armor break. He really just has a lot of like usual tech tropes, but paired with some really, really bonkers damage output. So yeah, my top options right here, you have a great list of tech characters. Honestly, the tech class is just at its best right now, I feel like. And for my secondary options, I have Hulkbuster. Now, Hulkbuster is a very, very good overall like champion. He has some of the best power control in the game, probably the best to be honest. And he also has some pretty broken damage output. So yeah, that combo is just vicious. And like in Battlegrounds, he's pretty good. In Alliance War, he's very, very good. And as a quester, he is just insane. Lady Deathstrike is fantastic for most mutant characters. She counters unstoppable and unblockable for any mutant champion. She has a very strong heal block, and she counters Domino very, very well. So yeah, overall, just an absolute beast of a character. Iron Man Infinity War. Let me explain. This man on defense is super annoying. Just super, super annoying because without the right counter, he is just so tanky. And at rank 3 with that power gain as well, he is going to be such a menace on Battlegrounds defense. So I think he is a good rank 3 if you want just a very, very toxic defender. And yeah, I think he's worth it as a secondary, to be honest. Now, Ultron, good luck if you pulled him. Like, that's insane luck if you pulled him. But he's a pretty good rank 3. His damage output is, of course, insane if he's awakened, which is, you know, impossible, I feel like. Then yeah, he's just going to be an absolute beast, right? And Ironheart, also pretty good as well, has access to like, you know, incinerates or ruptures, which is pretty good, has access to like tracking as well, which is honestly pretty useful because hers has extra benefits. And yeah, just a pretty solid tech character, usual tech tropes, and yeah, those are my top and secondary options for the tech class. And now we have the third options, a Mysterio. If he's awakened, still kind of annoying on defense, but has lost some value on attack. Still some pretty good damage output after the SP3, however. Penny Parker, a good dual threat because not everyone runs like, you know, Hulkling and Gallon, but on attack still is pretty solid, has some great incinerate damage. So yeah, overall, pretty sweet champion. Howard the Duck is a beast for like Domino and other mutant champions, but in like long fights especially, this man is a monster. So yeah, a good rank 3 for sure. Rocket Raccoon is like the budget warlock, has access to armor break, has some good power control as well, and some good heal block. And yeah, rank 3 helps him a ton because of like his pretty poor base stats, right? And then Sam Wilson really does benefit because of his pretty poor damage output. Getting that extra stat on him is really, really helpful. And yeah, he's already a good defender as well, so like he's a pretty solid dual threat at rank 3. And if you like them, Civil Warrior, he's there, right? Like, you know, he has some pretty good damage output, but he's also just super stressful to play. King with Mcoc, pretty dang sweet. Like, I know J-Will loves him, so shout out to J-Will because, yeah, rank 3 King is a beast. It's just, like, besides, you know, the Mcoc synergy, doesn't do too much overall. War Machine, pretty fun, but just takes too long to ramp up and doesn't offer too much overall. Vision, if you have him somehow, is decent power control, but just 0 damage output. And yeah, these are the tech options for this video. Alright, time for the stinkers. I'm kidding. The mutant class has some pretty great options at the top, but then yeah, it kind of just gets pretty bad like as you go further down. But top options, great ones here. You have Sunspot. Battlegrounds king in my opinion. Just so strong there. Has insane burst damage. Is so versatile as well. Can take pretty much any fight, I feel like. Even like future Ant-Man, for example. This man just genuinely does it all, and I feel like he is the best mutant 7-star in the game for attack. Now Bishop is a dual threat monster. He does have access to like Purify Punishment. He has energy damage punishment. He has like some very good special attack damage as well. And on defense, he is pretty menacing with that Incinerate aura. And if you miss that SP2 dex, it is just absolutely game over. So yeah, Bishop is just a beast overall. And then we have Domino, who I said I didn't like, and I'll stand by that. But she is, of course, a top option if she is awakened, just like a must-have defender, I feel like. Super annoying to go up against, and hey, if she feels like it, she can be pretty good on attack as well, but, you know, don't rely on it, I guess. But Onslaught is the complete opposite. He is super reliable. He's so annoying on defense because of that guaranteed chip damage, and on attack he has like, you know, Purify Punishment. He has access to like non-contact hits. He has access to what else, like degen damage. He has Nero Shocks as well, which is like, you know, literally no one's immune to. He really just does it all, and he is such a powerhouse, and I feel like he is arguably the best overall mutant champion in the game. So yeah, if you pulled him, rank 3 him ASAP. He is an absolute machine on both attack and defense. He can take so many different fights. It is just incredible. And for my secondary options, I have Danny Moonstar, who is a pretty good like burst damage dealer. She has access to like, you know, a very nice SP2. She has slow as well. She has a falter. She has the Nero Shocks, which counter Nick Fury if she's awakened. So yeah, she is just a pretty solid champion overall. Havoc is a monster in both attack and defense. Against energy damage, like Onslaught for example, he just cheeses it, and he is also good for like, you know, being placed on defense because not everyone runs Havoc friendly champions, and like at rank 3 it's going to be so hard to just like try to power through, right, because of those rank 3 stats. So yeah, he does a lot. He's really good for both like, you know, Battlegrounds attack and defense, and also Alliance War attack. And Storm, queen of damage, I feel like. Just so good when it comes to just like, you know, bursting down opponents. Good for Atuma, good for Korg. Just such an overall powerhouse of a champion. And yeah, at rank 3, that damage output is going to be a bit unreal. Now, Storm X is like more of a control damage dealer, but on defense, she is super annoying with the glancing. And that glancing at rank 3, it's going to make her one of the best time stallers in the game. So yeah, a rank 3 Storm X is just going to be very annoying and honestly pretty toxic overall. Dust is still brand new, which is why she's kind of worth it, because people don't know how to fight her just yet, so she'll catch a lot of people with like that sandstorm damage. And on attack, she has access to like, you know, grit. She has access to some pretty nice special attack damage, and she also has great immunities as well. So not like the worst champion out there when it comes to attack value, but on defense she is also very solid. Nightcrawler is just a monster on attack. He has a lot of damage output, and while he like pretty much has no utility, he still is a very fun and pretty potent Battlegrounds attacker, I feel like. So yeah, these are the top and secondary options for the mutant class. You have a pretty good list here of like just overall solid champions, and then it starts to like, you know, dwindle a bit, but that's perfectly fine. Alright, third options. First one is Gambit, because I forgot him. I forgot like I think one champion per class, which is yeah, not good. Not good, so it is what it is. But Gambit's a beast. He has some incredible damage output. With the Gambit relic, he is insane because those crits are consistent, and if that SP2 crits, it is game over, especially at rank 3. He has concussion, he has like anti-thorns, he has a lot of good utility, and he's honestly just a very solid character that I think is beyond underrated right now. Professor X is just a beast in Alliance War, can like counter so many different fights because he just cheeses it big time. Not the best for Battlegrounds, but like still if you want to do Alliance War, he is just your main man for it, 100%. Emma Frost, a bit of a good, like, all-around champion, has, you know, a billion immunities, has, like, good evade countering, has access to, like, some pretty good damage output, especially at rank 3. So yeah, not a bad investment. Nothing, like, too flashy these days, but yeah, still a pretty good champion. Colossus is still, like, very, very crazy with this team in, like, Alliance War, in questing, in Battlegrounds. Maybe a rank 3 one's gonna do okay, but yeah, kind of just like an all-around champion when it comes to just, you know, having good utility and having some monstrous damage output as well. Sauron is a bit of a annoying defender at rank 3, and he's also, like, kind of decent on attack at rank 3 because, you know, pretty massive stats. And yeah, if he catches you with that SP2, it's game over. With that degen, it's game over. He is a very punishing defender overall. And Strife is a great Alliance War attacker. He has access to, like, evade countering. He has access to, like, miss. He has access to, like, anti-thorns. He's a very versatile champion, but just isn't for everyone, and he doesn't work for every game mode. But if you like them, Platinum Pool is very goofy. Can, like, be kind of good sometimes, but yeah, just a fun champion. And Namor, you can't 600 him just yet, so, like, he is just he's kind of just there looking pretty, so it is what it is. Maybe once he's, like, able to get his SIGs, he'll be in the third option, but as it stands right now, he's just like a damage stealer, but we already have more than enough of those. But yeah, that's the mutant class, and now it's time for the skill class, and I forgot another character yet again. Shang-Chi, top option, let's talk about him. Just a beast, right? Has cleanse, has slow, has unblockable, he has essentially everything. He has great control of the fight, and at rank 3 he's gonna be a monster on attack because, yeah, 1 SP2, and it's just game over, right? As simple as that. So yeah, Shang-Chi's an absolute beast, and Mantis is honestly just unreal, right? Some of the best fight times in the game by far because she is just that fast, and, like, she's so effective as well. She works for pretty much, like, you know, 90% of fights. She can take onslaught, she crushes photon, she just works essentially everywhere. She's good for Alliance War, good for Battlegrounds, and I'll just kind of say it, I think she is the best attacking skill champion in the game. Maybe not, like, okay, the best 7-star one, because yeah, Kate Bishop, but, like, she's just unreal, to be honest. In, like, Battlegrounds especially, it is, yeah, like, it's just, like, I can't even describe it. But Atuma is, like, so annoying to fight still. That Thorns damage is just so unfair because it's so hard to counter, and if you try to counter it, he still has, like, other things to make him really annoying. So it's like, yeah, Atuma, if you want defense, I think is the best investment to go with. Korg as well, with that Thorns, with the Purify, with the Rock Shield, like, just being like a damage shield. It is so annoying to deal with. And yeah, Killmonger as well. More fun damage output. He also has, like, the counter punch. Ow, I just hit my hand on accident. He has access to what else does he do? Oh yeah, he has the indestructible for, like, more tankiness. He has base crit res. Like, these three are just, like, the holy trinity of bad men to fight. And yeah, it's just they are all so annoying on defense. So if you want a good defender, just, you know, pick one of the three and you're chilling. They're all that good on defense. Black Cat is insane for matchups where, like, you can fail abilities. Great for Hulkling, great for Photon, for example. She really just is an absolute monster on attack in the right scenario, but, like, even without that, she still is pretty dang strong. Mcoc is a very versatile character, and, like, he can end fights insanely fast as well. Very fun playstyle, an insane SP2, and yeah, like, with, like, the rank 3 stats, 1 SP2 and it's just game over, to be honest. And Bullseye is Bullseye. He is a brand new defender, still super annoying to fight. Even his best counters can just, like, get walled by him because one mistake and he is just gonna do a number on you. So yeah, Bullseye with, like, the bleed through block, with the guaranteed crits, with the evade that's super annoying. He just has it all, and he is honestly one of the best defenders in the game. So yeah, Atuma, Korg, Killmonger, and Bullseye, defensive powerhouses. Black Cat, Mcoc, insane on attack, and Mantis, in my opinion, the best 7-star skill champion in the game. You have so many good options there. Alright, Chiath is also really good on attack. She is a very versatile champion, great for Gamma opponents, for example. Very strong bleed damage and good utility overall. Pretty decent on defense as well, with like that bleed through block, especially at rank 3. Also, Bloodstone, fantastic for pretty much like most skill defenders. Most science defenders, sorry. Great for Photon, great for like Hulk, great for Thing. Just kind of crushes any science champion if she's awakened especially. And Falcon just counters so many different things, right? He has access to like that very, very insane lock on. He has access to some pretty nice damage output during that mode as well. And yeah, just simple but very, very effective. Crossbones goes into limbo between the top and second options because I think he's a very strong champion, but like he counters so many different things, which is incredible. Against hero characters, he is just unreal, but I feel like he already does enough at rank 2, and like that extra damage output will hardly affect him. But yeah, like shuts down so many different like hard defenders, like for example Photon. And yeah, he is just a very good champion, like I said, but just also in that limbo for me personally. But now we have the third options here, and I forgot Blade, so there we go. But first, OG Black Panther. He is a great bleed character, has some incredible damage output, is really good at like failing abilities like Black Cat does, and yeah, just a really, really strong like DPS and utility character if he's awakened especially. So yeah, very strong champion. Jabari Panther, great against like, you know, any debuff matchup because she can purify essentially anything, has some pretty strong bleed damage too, and it's just an all-around versatile champion, I feel like. Moondragon is great for evade matchups, has some very strong burst damage, and like at rank 3, she's gonna burst down a lot of fights really, really quickly. And if you like them, Blade, pretty decent. Kind of fell off already because dimensional beings just aren't like that. They're not that tough anymore, I feel like. And yeah, he just doesn't really do much anymore. Still pretty fun to play, but yeah. And then both of the Clint Bartons, you know, the sword one and the arrow one, like they're both good champions. I just wouldn't say like, hey, rank 3 them, right? I think Ronin is, you know, pretty good sometimes, has access to like, you know, good bleed damage, has like a lot of different things with the stances. He has that perfect block, he has that evade going for him too. He has that Disorian and that one mode that like reduces the ability accuracy of the opponent as well, so like he can do that pretty well. Just like a master of none type of character, but like jack of a lot of trades. And you know, the arrow guy, Hawkeye, pretty cool champion, has access to like slow, power drain, some of the like best long form bleed damage out there. Like he is also a really like versatile champion, he's just not the best for anything. So yeah, Clint Barton, he needs to do a bit better, right? But yeah, still like pretty good champions to be fair. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Wow, another 40-minute one. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I survived that, to be honest, but we're chilling. Let me know your thoughts on this video. I hope it helped, and yeah, good luck with 8.4. And yeah, that's about it for me.